ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जयो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees for today's Bhakti Shastri class. We are continuing to the next text, that is text number 4 in Nectar of Instruction. How to, that is 6 loving dealings among the devotees. This is the performance of devotional service. When we are together, all the devotees, how they should perform the devotional service and how to develop the Priti Lakshana, the love and affection for the devotees. All these things will be discussed in this text, that is today. Shri Radha Govind ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the last class, we have discussed 6 favorable and 6 unfavorable activities. That is text number 2 and 3 with reference to examples, analogies, quotes, and Prabhupada's purports. And plans for applying these points relevant for all the devotees from text 2 and 3. And Prabhupada's mood in adjusting these principles in relation to the Niyamagraha. Today is the text number 4, that is 6 loving exchanges, the six loving dealings among the devotees. I request all of you to open the book. This is the text number 4. Here 6 things are given. Dadati pratigrihnati guhyamakhyati pruchati bhungte bhojayate chaiva shadvidham priti lakshanam. These are the 6 priti lakshana, that is the symptoms of love. Translation reads this: offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasada and offering prasada are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. Here we can list the 6 things together. First one is dadati. Dadati means we are giving some gift to other devotees. And pratigrihnati, we receive the gift or the prasada. If we are giving to the elder, whatever offering we are doing, whatever they give in return, that becomes the prasada for us. Then guhyamakyati, speaking the confidentially, that is we don't speak our devotional service activities with everyone. We speak to particular people who can guide us. Otherwise, people may take advantage. So guhyam, it is meant for either spiritual master or the devotees who are very friendly with us, who can understand the difficulties that we face in devotional service, those who are willing to guide, for them we can tell whatever difficulties we have, Guhya Makyati, and explain the Guhya Makyati Prichati, that is telling our problems or whatever realizations we have to others, and also listening to their realizations or their guidance. So asking and listening, inquiring, Prichati, Guhya Makyati Prichati. Then Bhumte, that is eating, and Bhojayate, feeding them. So these are the 6 symptoms of the Priti Lakshana, the symptoms of love. So here, in this confidential, it is together, means giving, receiving, explaining and inquiring, eating and feeding. These are the 6 symptoms. Now let us see these symptoms one by one. So going to before coming to the activities, let us see what is given in the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Abandoning the bad association that is unfavorable to bhakti, one should associate with pure devotees who can free one from the tendency to fall into bad association. A description of the loving exchanges between devotees that nourish one's bhakti is given in this 4th verse. So first one is Dadati and Pratigrahanati. Giving, the lovingly giving whatever the devotees require, and also accepting whatever those items they mercifully give to us. That is the Dadati and Pratigrahanati. Here, what is the best thing that we can give to others? That is the prasadam of the Lord and the books of Srila Prabhupada. That is Dadati and Pratigrahanati. If you want to make anybody devotee, the best way to make them devotee is giving them prasadam, distributing Krishna prasada. That is giving the Ajnata Sukriti. Ajnata means unknowingly. Sukriti means pious activities. The pious activities which leads to the devotion. So it is very difficult to preach for any person in the very beginning. The person may or may not accept. But if you give them prasadam, everyone will accept. Any festival time or any good function or any event that maybe you may have a reason for giving. In all those occasions, if you are distributing prasadam among your friends, neighbors, relatives, all these people, you are making them Krishna conscious. The symptoms may not be visible immediately, but if you are doing this gradually, the person will definitely come to Krishna consciousness. So this is the easiest and the best way to make one Krishna conscious. So that is the Dadati. And also distributing Srila Prabhupada books. These books are like, if this Prabhupada books reaches somebody's house, it is like a time bomb. One or the other person will read it definitely. And whoever reads it, they will become devotees. Either the person willingly takes that book and starts reading and takes the advantage immediately, or because of your convincing words, they might have taken and kept it at home. And maybe one day they will open the book and read it. So it is always advantageous. And the money that they give for in return to that book will also go to the service of Krishna. So this is the best way to do the charity, distributing the books and collecting the Lakshmi and using it in the service of the Lord. And also Rupa Goswami has given the standard for Dadati, that is how a person should distribute his wealth for the service of the Lord. As Rupa Goswami, when he got retired from his service, he distributed 50% of his income for service of Krishna and devotees, and remaining 25% he gave that income to his relatives, and remaining 25% he kept it for personal emergency. So this is also Dadati, how to give the wealth, how to distribute the wealth in the proper manner. If one does like this, then what happens? The existence becomes purified. So whenever we are earning outside in the society, a lot of sinful reactions may come, because no activity in this material world is pure. There are so many sinful activities that are inward. If you see, even Brahmana also, when he performs a yajna or a puja, the yajamana, when he makes a sankalpa, that sankalpa may or may not be good. He may be expecting some material gain. So because of that, some reaction may come. Or there are sacrifices which can give bad reaction. So even if the Brahmana who is working in a Sattva-guna itself, he is doing so much of reactions he's getting, means what to talk about other people who are working outside as a businessman or merchant or serving a master. All these people, when we give service to them, in that, so all these reactions, it will get purified when we give the charity to a good cause, that is for spreading Krishna consciousness. And Guhyam Akhyati Prichati, revealing to devotees one's confidential realizations in bhakti, and inquiring and hearing their confidential realizations. Speaking to them and hearing from them. These two are coming under Guhyam Akhyati and Prichati. Ask from them and tell them whatever realization we have. By doing that, what happens? Our happiness will increase. And also all the doubts that are there in our mind, it will get clear. Because we don't have to do the same mistakes which anybody else has done already, and they have already got the realization, and they will guide us in a proper manner so that we don't repeat the mistakes. An experienced devotee explains and an inexperienced devotee listens. That is, when we are listening from anyone, we should check that the person is having some experience, or he knows the subject, or he is speaking the truth, or he is speaking from the realization. He is not speaking something on his own, or just for the sake of speaking. That will not help us. So whenever we are hearing, we should hear from an experienced devotees and inquire about Krishna consciousness, and opens one mind to understand the situation of this material world. So by doing this is hearing process is very powerful. By hearing, we can save a lot of time. Instead of going through so many difficulties and then coming to the realization that what is right and what is wrong, it is good always to have the association of devotees. And association of devotees will help us to perform the devotional service together with more energy. When we see many devotees are chanting together and they are serving the Lord, attending Mangalarti, and very punctual in their sadhana, then when we see them, we also get encouraged, so that we don't fall back. If we are alone practicing Krishna consciousness at home or separately, then it needs more energy, more enthusiasm. Unless the person is very serious about devotional service practice of it, then he may take it very lightly. He may compromise it. But the association of devotees will solve all these problems. And then the third part, that is bhungte and bhojayate, feeding and eating. We offer the bhoga to the Lord and we accept the prasada from the Lord. And similarly, we offer the prasada to the devotees, and also we accept the prasadam from the devotees. This offering prasadam, it is a very good way how we can develop the relation. Even this is true even in the material dealings also. Whenever a businessman, he starts a new business, or when he is about to announce something, some something big to his employees or among his friends, what he does, he will arrange a party. A big party will be there and everyone will be sumptuously fed. And then he will announce what are the plans that he has, and he will collect all the people who are ready to help him in that particular endeavor. So this works even materially also. So Rupa Goswami is telling, Dadati pratigrahanati guhyamakyati prachati bhungte bhojayate chaiva shadvida priti lakshanam. And these 6 loving feelings constitute sadhu sangha in its pure form, exchanging love with devotees who are of the same spiritual aspiration as ourselves and who are affectionate exchanges bhakti. So these people, it's very, very important to have the association of the devotees. Everyone will not get. And when we get the association of the devotees, we should make the best use of it. Then only we can advance in Krishna consciousness. Lavamata sadhu sange sarva siddhi hoy. Just by one moment's association with the pure devotees of the Lord, the example we can take Narad Muni, or the Narad Muni had the association of the great sages in the forest, and Dhruva Maharaj had the association of Narad Muni, or Prahlad Maharaj had the association of Narad Muni. Like that, a moment's association can change our life, and we can get spiritual realization very easily. That is called Kripa Siddhi. There are 3 kinds of Siddhi that we have studied in NOD. Kripa Siddhi, Sadhana Siddhi, and Nitya Siddha. Nitya Siddha means it is the eternally liberated devotees. And Sadhana Siddha means one who is endeavoring himself and then coming to the perfection. But if we have come under the spiritual master, the Guru Sadhu Shastra, then our advancement becomes very fast. We will be getting the spiritual realization easily. Now, the association is making our life. What is the main cause of our bondage? It is the desire. We have so many kinds of desires, and as long as we have the desires, we have to be in this material world. Unless we come out of all the material desires, Krishna will not take us back to home, back to Godhead. Because after going there, if you feel like coming back again, it will not be good. So you finish all your business and then come here. That's what Krishna says. So how to come out of these desires? The desire, why it is coming? It is because of the Sangha or the association. Sangat sanjayate kama. The Sangha, as told in 2nd chapter. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate. Sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho vijayate. That is how it begins all. If you take the example of a small child, when the child is at home, it doesn't know anything much about the external world. But when it starts going to the school, it will get the association of so many other children, and the child will see so many toys with other children, or other children, they may have so many other accessories, whatever they have. So child will come to home and it will cry, I want that, or I want this. So where that desire had come, it is from the association of other schoolmates. So this is a small example, but this is true even in our life also. We may see big houses, big car, big things among all the other people in the society. So these people will put the seed of desire within our heart. If we keep ourselves open to these things, then these desires will come out, and gradually they will become very big tree, and they will spread all the roots in our heart, and we cannot come out of it. So we get bound, and unless we satisfy that desire, we will not be able to become peaceful. So whoever we are associating with, we should be very careful. The association brings the desire, and desire brings the bondage, and because of the bondage we suffer. The association makes all the difference. So that is the power of association. One's desire and ambitions develop according to the company one keeps. Sangat sanjayate kama. This is 2.62. If an ordinary person associates with devotees through these 6 loving exchanges, they will surely develop their dormant Krishna consciousness. Whether a person knowingly or unknowingly, if he associates with a devotee, definitely the seed of Bhakti, Bhakti Lata Bija, it will get the seed will be kept in the heart so that it will fructify one day. Then the same thing, this is the positive side. If you see the negative side, how this Sangha can destroy our Bhakti. So whom we have to associate. If you are doing these 6 things with non-devotees or Mayavadis or those who are very much attached to the material world, then it will destroy our Bhakti. Generally people have this question. We should not associate with the worldly people. So how can we deal in the society? Because we are living in the society, external world. So how much we can have any association, or we should not speak to them at all, or we should not see their face at all. That is not possible because we are living in the material world. So these 6 things should not be done with them. If you find that somebody is not a devotee and they are harmful for your devotional service, then avoid doing these 6 things with those people. Dadati pratigranati. Don't exchange any gifts with them. You have to have only the whatever business, what the purpose you have gone, only do that. Don't do any giving the gift or accepting the gifts from them, then it will create bondage. And guhyamakyati prichati, don't speak about your devotional service. Don't reveal your heart to them, and don't listen to their revealing of heart also. They may have different kinds of realizations, the material desires, all those things. Don't hear all those things. Guhyamakyati prichati. And don't share the food, that is generally the materially speaking, the parties, all those places, eating and feeding, these things one should not do. Of course, you can give them prasadam because it's the mercy of the Lord. There is no sin in that. But one should not enjoy the party with such people. Then it will create bondage. That is the negative side of this same verse, that is a negative injunction. Intermingling with them by sharing gifts, revealing the mind, taking advice, invitations, dining, and so on, may cause one to become affectionately attached and be influenced by their atheistic mentality, especially if one is not very advanced in bhakti. Advising or describing the glories of the holy name to faithless people is nama aparadha, the 9th offense towards the holy name. So one should not glorify the holy name in front of the atheist people. If one really wants to attain the goal of human life, one should associate with Krishna devotees who teach how to develop love of Krishna. So that is the point here that Prabhupada says. And then what is to be done? What is the purpose of these 6 activities? It is to develop the innate feelings, the love for Krishna, which is present already in our heart. As Prabhupada says, Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on the mind. It is naturally present in every person. We just have to revive it. Then our life will be successful. We are not making anything artificial here. Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadhya Kabunaya Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karayodaya. What it says, Nitya Siddha, always the love for the Lord is there in our heart. But when we come to the association of material world, then what happens? It takes a perverted reflection, as it is told in 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Urdhvamulam adashaka, ashwattham prahuravyayam. So the desire to serve the Lord will get perverted as desire to serve oneself, desire to serve one's senses, and desire to serve the people who are serving your senses. So all these, the family, friends, society, nation, all these things will come. And because of all this contamination, the real love for the Lord, it will not be visible. Now what is to be done? We should revive this back once again. That is through practice of Krishna consciousness. Process of revival, how it has to be done? When one chants and hears about Krishna, that is Sankirtana. There is a power problem here. So if power goes, I will log in through the mobile once again. Okay. So the how to do this? The chanting and hearing about the Krishna always, and associating with the devotees, and observing the regulative principles, following the acharyas, and carrying the orders of Guru obediently. This is how one can perform the devotional service, or reviving the Krishna consciousness, the innate love for Krishna which is present in our heart. That is how we can come back to the original state. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained in the Shikshashtakam. Cheto darpana marjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam anandambudhi vardhanam pradipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. The Sankirtana is very, very powerful. What happens by doing Sankirtana? It will cleanse our heart, and the mirror, the mind is compared to here to the mirror, and this mirror gets cleansed. And when we clean the mirror, then we can see the Lord in our heart. Not only is the chanter of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra purified, but anyone, including lower animals, insects, and trees, who hear this transcendental vibration are also cleansed. This is Haridas Thakur is speaking to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whenever we sit and chant the holy name of the Lord, it is not only we, it is all the animals, the insects, birds, whoever surrounding you, they also get benefited. They don't know what you are doing, or they don't know what they are hearing, but because they are exposed to the sound vibration of holy name, they will also get purified. And there is an example given here. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in the Jharikanda forest, there were so many animals in the forest, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made all of them to chant the holy name of the Lord by making them dance, chant, all these things. So they all got benefited. If it is benefiting the animals also, then what to speak of human beings? Definitely it is going to help. Then the supreme dharma of humanity is the conclusion of this chapter. So what it says, dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho dharmena hina pashubhi samana ahara nidra bhayamaitunam cha samanyametar pashubhir narana. So these four things are common for all, ahara nidra bhayamaituna, but dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho. Dharma is the speciality for the human being. So this dharma has to be practiced by performing these 6 activities. Religion is a special function of human society in which even aborigines in the jungles have some system of religion. Animal society have no religion system. When a religion system develops and turns into law of God, it is successful. So as soon as a person comes to the human form of life, the dharma comes into picture. It is not only for civilized people. Even aborigines in the jungle also, they will also have a certain kind of worship. Then finally, Prabhupada concludes, the supreme dharma for all humanity is that by which people can attain loving devotion unto Krishna. That is unmotivated, uninterrupted, and completely satisfying to the self. Savai pumso paro dharmo yatho bhakti radokshuje ahaituki apratihata yatma suprasidati. Srimad Bhagavatam 1-6. If humanity actually wants peace, tranquility, and friendly relation, all people must follow the Krishna conscious system of dharma, by which they can develop their dormant love for Krishna. So this is the conclusion that Prabhupada gives at the end of the purport. Now let us go to the activity that is mentioned here. Reflect on your experience of applying the 6 symptoms of love amongst devotees over the last 2 weeks. What are the different, among these 6, if you remember, you can explain. We have one more activity here, so that we'll take it as a okay. The battery is running low. There is no power here. So, I'll come in mobile if the power goes off. So, do you need a breakout room for this, or can we directly speak here? Because this is just a reflection. Your experience of applying 6 symptoms of love. This is not a discussion. Anybody would like to speak, they can raise their hand. Yeah, Sureshwar Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The question is from the last 2 weeks, but from last 2 weeks I may not be able to, but there is a good example I can give you, which I experienced almost 6 to 8 months, 8 to 9 months back, Prabhuji. Actually, one of my friends, I met her after 42 years. And that too with the prasadam of Lord Krishna. Because I went to Mayapur and from there I collected Ganges water and all those prasadam I brought. And I was to go to my mother's place on the same day after coming from Calcutta. Then I told her, you come and meet me at so-and-so place because I am just passing by that particular way. And that time I gave her the prasadam I told, because I know she is a very timid girl. And see, this is just an association so many years back. But afterwards, I know her nature at that time. Then I thought she will be the right person to whom I should give this prasadam. Then I gave her and she became so happy. She said, I was never knowing her personal things and all. She lost her husband, though she was working here with a son. She has got a son and all. But then too, she is very much into Lord Krishna. That I know from the childhood. Childhood in the sense during our college time. Then afterwards, what happened? One day I got a call from Aishwarya Mataji. Then she was asking about teaching in Malayalam. So I was into all this level 1, level 2, and with my personal, all those issues and all, I could not give her enough time. And I didn't have that kind of a confidence to talk so much in Malayalam because I am a Malayali, but then to normal talking will not help. Suddenly I remembered this friend of mine. She had completed her MA in Malayalam. She's a master in the subject, started writing books and all. So I just said, I have a friend of myself. So then Mataji was initially slightly reluctant, but then she said, oh, you just called her. By the time what happened, I made her do 18 days Bhagavad Gita course also. I just motivated her, she would do this, and she did it. Then afterwards, she said, you ask her to talk to me and all. Then now she has become a great teacher in Malayalam language. Her name is Ali Unni. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. This is one of the thing I can share with you because I could give her Krishna Prasadam. Now she is in the right track. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you. Anybody else would like to speak? Muralidhar Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Very recently, in fact, it's little more than 3 weeks, the previous Understanding Gita program, I had a school friend. Actually, she is my sister's classmate, and her name is also Rukmini. One day she asked me, what are you doing and what is happening in your life? And I said, this is the time to share about Krishna and Understanding Gita, because I have been there regularly in the 7 p.m. Course. I said, I'm there in the 7 p.m. course. Would you like to join? And believe me, I'm so happy. She not only did the course, she completed the quizzes. She had a very nice feedback on our, study system, Understanding Gita program, teachers' commitment, ability for the assistants to come on time, and like co-hosts and things. And she's a very senior, in the school level. She every day writes, feedback on good stories, people doing good things, children with parents, how they have supported parents, how they take care of children. That is the theme of love. And I found it very happy that she responded, did the session, completed the quiz, and now she is every day sending me one beautiful, Krishna stamp, I would say. I don't know if you all make stamps. You can make stamps of your photographs and your near and dear ones, and especially the Krishna's pictures, you can put it in stamps. Every morning she sends me one stamp of Krishna, and no Krishna karke ek chota sa card hai. It is from the Pinterest, if you all know Pinterest.
Yes.
Beautiful pins are available, and I'm thankful to God that I could find somebody trustworthy to share my study. And I keep sometimes very, very carefully telling people, I assist in the 7 p.m. Please come and join. Please come and join. And she's been the one who was very, very positive and got the work done. She's in touch with me constantly. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Rakshita Mataji, I have shared you one PDF in WhatsApp. Keep it ready. I may ask you to share in the...
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Radha Vallabi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna to all devotees. I don't have a very great story, but it recently happened, 1 month back. I met one of my friends after 42 years, and we were schoolmates, and she has been asking me what you are doing after you're retired now. So, it's like people think that you can't talk, as you said, people after meeting a person after such a long time telling that now I'm into Krishna Bhakti and all. But it was like I knew her, but she was exactly the same person the way we were in the childhood. So I told her I'm into Krishna consciousness now, and she got excited to know what we all do and all. And from that time onwards, she's a director in the agriculture university. So then she started sending me, some good quotes and all. And I started sending him quotes of Prabhupada and all. And recently I had received this on the Incorporation Day for ISKCON, what the leaders talk about ISKCON. And I had sent to her, and she was like, oh, I did not know so much about ISKCON. So I really want to attend all the courses. I want to know more about it. Let's, talk about it. That's all I wanted to share. As you said, giving the book. So even a small video, small content of Bhagavad Gita and all, if you start sharing with the people get interested. They also start reciprocating in the same fashion rather than talking mundane. Even though we had met after so many years, the only thing which we talked about was Krishna, what I am doing as part of ISKCON. And so that my intent was that I could generate that interest and also figure out, is she interested in knowing about it, or she is more devoted, more towards the materialist. So I found, no, she was more a spiritual person inside, maybe not, into Krishna consciousness, but yes, deep inside her, it was very beautiful person who wanted to know more about God. So I thought this is the right person. And slowly, maybe I am with Prabhupada's mercy and blessings of the devotees, I may be able to get her into Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you. Rakshita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is from my office. Okay, so in office, I think 90% of people are all very materialistic. They just party during weekends and they take one full day to recover from the hangover. That sort of people. Okay, but amidst so much materialistic people, there is one person. Okay, there is one person. She's a Bengali. I was first of all so happy when I got to know she was a Bengali. And then she looked very different. She used to not talk to people much and all that. So I could relate to myself. I also don't talk to people much. And then so that is the reason I only went and initiated the conversation. I was like, hi, where are you from? How are you and all. And then she happened to tell me that she's a Bengali and all. And then when I have a cute little Radha Krishna idol in front of my monitor, okay, in my office. So she saw that and she was like, "Oh, are you a devotee of Krishna? You know what? I call her my Bade Bhaiya. She does not have a sibling. She does not have any brother or sister and anything. And she calls Krishna. She has established a relationship with Krishna as brother, a big brother. Okay." So she always, and she does not even ask me, say Krishna. She always says, "How is my bhaiya? What did you feed him today? What did you get for me today? Prasadam and all." So she has become a nice devotee friend for me. And so she was like, I also want to, get into. She's not a devotee as such. She just likes Krishna as a brother. So I was like, okay, if you want to start becoming a devotee, you need to start with reading Bhagavad Gita. So on Ekadashi day, I went and distributed Bhagavad Gita to her. And she every day when she reads something, she immediately pings me saying, "This is the purport I read. This is the shloka I read today." And it's very nice. I ask her how many pages you read. And I also, "Oh, you read so many pages. I read only so many pages today." So that way we have a very healthy competition and we built a very nice rapport this way. And we exchange prasadam. And she gives me gifts also. And I also give her gifts back. So this become a very nice association for me. The office, at least our entire team, our bay, we have tried to make it as a temple in such a materialistic place. So this is a very nice association. And then when she gets depressed or anything, it's very common for us to, for people, general people to get into wrong habits, right? When we are depressed. So when she was depressed, her dad was admitted in the hospital and all due to heart problem. She was like, I don't know, I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, it's not going into my head. I'm chanting, but I'm not getting any satisfaction. All the time, I keep thinking about my dad. So I was like, okay, if this is the case, you need to chant with me. Come home one day. I will play Prabhupada's, what is that, chanting audio, and then let's chant together. So that day, me, my mother, my father, and she, all the four of us sat and chanted. And after that, she told me, chanting with Prabhupada's audio is giving me more concentration. So this way, I don't know, I'm helping her, she is helping me. This way, it's been really nice, Prabhuji. So I wanted to share this. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sarita Kapoor Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Pranam to all. Mine is not as elaborate as what all have spoken. Prabhuji, it's a small experience. When you said it's 2 weeks, it's exactly 2 weeks from me for now. Actually, it's my home experience only. My full-time worker, full-time help at home, she's gone on a vacation for 1 month. And I got one person who works for a clinic, and I had to keep him at home as part-time worker. But I told him, I said, if you're working with me at home, you will not be eating, because he's from our faith only, but he's from Bangladesh. So I told him, you're not going to eat what you regularly eat, so that I will not be allowing, and you will get a prasadam at home, but that will be totally without onion, garlic, or anything of that sort. So he agreed. And he's told me that his one younger brother who got a just job in Dubai, and he luckily got a job in a restaurant which is totally vegetarian, which is a Jain restaurant. So he's saying, my brother already left eating. He doesn't like to eat now anything of that sort. So he's already eating vegetarian. I said, from my house also. And I wish that you totally change. If you can change for 1 month, you'll be able to change for further on. So now I told him, I'll give you prasadam only because I only cook the prasadam and don't let him cook. But I cook it and I tell him, I'll give you, agar tu pura din kuch nahi aisa khayega, tab main tere ko dene wali hu, then otherwise I'm not giving it to you. So at least from last 15 days, he's very much changed. Then he's told me that get me a Bhagavad Gita in Bangla. Then luckily I got the one who gives a Bhagavad Gita over here in whole of Dubai. So I asked him, he has one of Bangla. So that is now I've given it to him, and now he started doing one jap mala. So I hope he leaves it for good. I hope he doesn't come back to it. But then he's telling, yeah, my brother also left it because he's working in a restaurant which is totally pure vegetarian, and he gets free food from there, so he will not eat anything else. So it's a small experience, which is just 2 weeks from today, and it will last for another 2 weeks further, because for 1 month my housemaid is only. So probably I hope he changes. That's the only experience. But prasadam makes a lot of difference, because once he started eating, he said, "ये तो फर्क नहीं पता लगता है, इसमें onion नहीं है, garlic नहीं है, doesn't make a difference."
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Muralidhar Prabhu, you want
Yeah,
to
I
add?
just wanted to add one line to my experience. I was also a classmate of mine. I am also 71 passed out. It was interaction after 52 years.
Oh,
It was a great experience knowing to connect with my sister's schoolmate and wanting to learn Bhagavad Gita and participate in it. This is one point I missed out to share. Thank you, Prabhuji.
thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Okay, shall we have Kirtan now?
Yes, Prabhuji. Radha Vallabhi Mataji will be doing.
Yeah. You
Mataji,
can make
will
a
you
co-host.
make her the
Okay,
host?
I will make.
Co-host, yeah.
I will make. Yeah, done.
Hare Krishna. Sorry. As Deeparani Mataji was praising Lord Srimati Radharani, so I thought we should have something for Lord Krishna also, even though they are same. So Madhurakshakam from by Mahaprabhu Vallabhacharya. Adhuram vadhanam naya Madhuradipate Charitam Madhuram Sanam Madhuram Validuram Jalitam Madhuram Brahmit Madhuradipate Akila Duram Madhuradipatam Venur Madhuro Reno Pani Duro Nrityam Madhura Cham Madhuradipate Akilam Kilam Madhuram Geetam Madhuram Pitam Madhuram Bhuktam Suktam Madhuram Rupipate Akhilam Madhuripate Akhilam Karanam Madhuram Tarunam Ram Haranam Madhuram Vamitam Samitam Madhuripate Akhilam Madhuradipate Akhilam Madhuram Gunja Madhura Mala Yamuna Madhura Chi Madhura Salilam Madhuram Kamalam Madhuram Madhuradipate akhilam madhuram. Madhuradipate akhilam madhura lila yuktam madhuram muktam madhuram drishtam madhuram shrishtam madhuram Madhuradipate akhilam madhuram Madhuradipate akhilam madhuram Gopa madhura gavo Gopa madhura gavo madhura Yashti madhura shrishti madhura Dalitam madhuram Palitam madhuram Pipate akhilam Adaram madhuram Vadanam madhuram Hridayam Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Krishna Prabhu. Translation. His lips are sweet, his face is sweet, his eyes are sweet, his laugh is sweet, his heart is sweet, and his gait is sweet. Everything about Lord Madhura, Krishna, is so sweet. His speech is sweet, his characteristics are sweet. His dress is sweet, his crookedness is sweet. His walk is sweet, his wandering is sweet. Everything about Madhura Krishna is sweet. His flute is sweet, his foot dust is sweet, his hands are sweet, his feet are sweet, his dance is sweet, and his friendship is sweet. Everything about Lord of Madhura Krishna is also sweet. The songs are sweet, his yellow shawl is sweet, his enjoyment is sweet, his is sweet. His form is sweet and his tilak on his forehead is sweet. Everything about Lord Madhura Krishna is sweet. His action are sweet, his crossing is sweet, his stealing is sweet, and his divine play of love is sweet. His chewed beetle is sweet, and his tranquility is sweet. Everything about Lord Krishna is sweet. His Gunja bead necklace is sweet, his garland is sweet, river Yamuna is sweet, and its waves are sweet, its water is sweet, and the lotus is sweet. Everything about Madhura Krishna is sweet. His gopis, maiden, girls, and friends are sweet. His divine play is sweet. His union is sweet. His liberation is sweet. His glance is sweet, and his equity is etiquette is sweet. Everything about the Lord Krishna is sweet. His cowlets are sweet, his cows are sweet, his cane is sweet, and his creation is sweet. His destruction is sweet, and the fruit is sweet. Everything about Lord Krishna is so sweet. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much. Rakshita Mataji, can you share that PDF?
Yes, Prabhuji. Is this the one, Prabhuji?
Slide 8. Next one.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Anybody would like to read? Shri Hari Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. In the previous verse, Srila Rupa Goswami advised that one should renounce worldly association and keep company with the devotees. Sangha Tyagat Sato Vratte. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been established to facilitate these 6 kinds of loving exchanges between devotees. Hare Krishna. Next, host of
Thank you, Mataji. This ISKCON is like a family. It is a big family in which all the devotees can perform their devotional service, and it facilitates to perform all the 6 activities that is explained in this shloka. Now, next, Mataji, can you change the? Yeah, these are the devotees. They are happily exchanging the 6 dealings. Yeah, next, Mataji. Now we have 2 activities: overcoming challenges. That is, with a partner, discuss some challenges we may face applying in Guhyamakhyati Pruchati. That whenever we reveal our heart, to whom we should reveal, and if what happens if we reveal to everyone. That is one. And next, Mataji. Yeah, here is another one. This society was started single-handedly down to Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema. Discuss the relevance of Srila Prabhupada's statements for ISKCON's future. So these are the 2 activities you can discuss. One is Guhyamakyati Pruchati, and another one is the ISKCON future, in how this Prabhupada statement can be used. So these are the 2 activities for today. If anybody has any questions regarding the activity, they can unmute and ask. What they have to do. You can directly unmute. If there are no more questions, means then you have 5 minutes for discussion and 2 minutes for presentation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, the activity, the first activity, Guhyamakhyati Prachiti. So what are we supposed to do here exactly?
With whom you can reveal whatever the difficulties or realizations, clarifications you have, with whom we should reveal and with whom we should not reveal. This is like some of the challenges we may face applying this principle.
Okay.
So we cannot express this to everyone. That who is the right person to speak our realizations or clarifications or difficulties. Yeah, all those things you can present in the presentation. Is it fine?
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji, thank you.
Okay, so yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, in the second one, which we got, so we
Yeah.
have to read from the
Your voice is too low, Mataji.
1 second. Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Yeah. Prabhuji, so here is this, we have to read from the
Again, voice gone.
I will type.
Okay.
Mataji, you put it in the chat.
We are supposed to read from purport and then discuss. Yeah, you can read purport, or you can speak about your realization or your whatever you want to say. Because in purport you may not get the personal details. Means it may be left to your personal experience also. Actually, the second one is more you can speak from the purport. First one you may need to speak directly. Is it fine, Mataji?
Yeah. Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Rakshita Mataji, can you make breakout room? Shall I give you the host, or is it possible for you?
Yeah. Let me check. 1 minute.
Okay.
Prabhuji, I think only hosts can make the breakout room.
Okay, I will make you the host. How many groups shall we make, Muralidhar Prabhu? 19 are there. Shall we make 4 groups? Okay, we'll make 4 groups. Mataji can make 4 groups.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Rakshita Mataji, you can join any group as your choice.
Okay.
Equal freedom. You can click on any group and you can join.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Murli Prabhu. You can start, then we can talk about the second topic.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Radhavalavi Mataji, you want to start speaking?
I wanted Murlidhar Prabhu to start. Hare Krishna, Murlidhar Prabhu. I don't know, he is still on mute.
I have not raised my hand. Wait, I'll raise.
Okay. Yeah. Please continue, then I will take the second point, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema.
For me, the experience has been, sharing with people and talking about Krishna consciousness. One example I already spoke about was connecting with the school associate from 52 years. That was one. The second was a new experience. I was participating in a healing program, and suddenly the healing teacher, while talking to me, he said, I see in you a presence, and I see the feather of peacock floating around, asking me to do certain things that I have not done. And I was like caught unawares, and seeing that he is seeing something in me which I don't know. And he said, I experienced that you are a devotee of Krishna. The symbol of the feather, peacock feather, is something that he also, and he talks of Krishna as Kana Kana always, and that's prevalent in Gujarat, and he's a person from Gujarat, but in Delhi now. And while sharing that, I had goosebumps thinking that something is there in me which he saw, and it is purely the presence of Krishna that has been there and creating certain contacts and certain people to be associated with, people who are in association with Krishna getting connected to me. And I enjoy this situation. And sometimes I feel, should I share, should I not share the experience of being in Krishna consciousness, and keeping people telling that I do participate. I have the link for the course that I put on my status and ask people to connect. And that's how I go ahead in the area of talking about Krishna and sharing about Krishna to people who first approach me, and then I can share. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Radhavalavi Mataji.
Okay, there was another instance being told by Madhuri Mataji. She was able to, Mataji, can you? Okay, I think she is not able.
Yes.
Yeah, can you please?
Yeah, yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, actually, my yoga teacher, I just spoke to her once that about 18 days ago by seeing the status. She approached me once. So I have forwarded the link. Then after that, what has happened is she has joined the yoga, our 18-day classes, and after that, she's continuing with that. And now the stage is like she's more than me into Krishna consciousness. She got a group of devotees who are going into Char Dham Yatra. They have been to Mathura, Vrindavan, and all. Nicely, she's enjoying, and she's so happy and thankful that I have shown something to her about Krishna consciousness. And I was telling about one more thing that here in my house, it is totally not allowed about Krishna consciousness. It's been almost 1.5 years I'm into this system. Krishna consciousness associated with Krishna, only His grace has brought me till here, where I'm not allowed to attend the class. I mean, not allowed, I say nahi, they will be just pointing out, is it required, is it right? Abhi kya age ho gaya aapka? Is it that not required? Chalo, abhi bahut time kafi hai. Why are you into all such things? Aap sannyasi ban jaoge. Like so much of things, as you were just giving me the example of that, I was associating myself with that. But to some extent, compared to previous days, now it has little change, that there is not much hindrances into my path of Krishna consciousness journey. But okay, still I'm facing. Thank you, Prabhuji, and His grace. I just expect that God will show me the way and continue my journey further as well.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna, Prabhuji. The second exercise was on this Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema. See, we understand that Krishna consciousness is innate in every living entity, and it's already developed in some, to some extent when the living entities take the human body. And this has been explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita also, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem, Sadhe Kabu Munai, Shravanadi Shuddhi Chitta, Karilya Udhay. So this pure love of Krishna is eternally established in the heart of every living entity. So how can we see how Prabhupada was, because Prabhupada was a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, and his only aim was to, spread this message in the Western world, take his Guru Maharaj, what his Guru Maharaj wanted him to do, spread this knowledge of Krishna Bhakti in the Western world. Even if he did not have money to go to the Western world, he took just some $7 with him. He had to board a ship and all those, extreme conditions he had to live in the US also in the initial phase. But with Krishna's pure love and what he was just, talking about, he was glorifying Lord Krishna through his Sankirtana. And he was doing only chanting Mahamantra, which was purifying. So he was in, sitting in, whether he was in sitting in association of some people, or he was in Times Square, getting the name of that, where he was just chanting for 3-4 hours continuously, and the people, all the hippies and all were surrounding him. They were hearing what he was chanting. They got interested. So when they were hearing, because it was being told by this Mahamantra was being chanted by a pure devotee, the hearing and chanting. So they were hearing him, and then they also started chanting. Why? Because this is inherent. As it was explained earlier, this Krishna consciousness is inherent. So by hearing and chanting this, their heart got purified. And what happened was Cheto Dharpanam Marjanam Bhav Maga. So this kalmash, the impurities of their heart started getting removed, and they also became Krishna conscious. They helped Prabhupada to spread this movement, not in US, in UK, and other parts of the world. So in 10 years, Prabhupada traveled around the world 14 times and created 108 temples. And it is all only because of the Mahamantra, because this innate, he was able to convert the people, not by force, just by giving this Mahamantra, hearing and chanting. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry if I
Thank you,
said
Mataji.
anything wrong. Pardon me for that.
It was nice, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Rakshita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Deepti Mataji will be starting, and then I can add to it.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, what we have discussed, that is with respect to the first activity, overcoming challenges, and Guhyam Akhyati Prichhati. And Prabhuji, we were discussing about the problems which we usually face, not any real life incidents. So the key thing which we understand, Prabhuji, is when we talk about sharing our own confidential topics or discussing confidential matters, the key thing is it is very difficult if it is out of devotees, if they are non-devotees, because the consciousness is at a different level. They might be in the material they might be having material consciousness, whereas we have a different consciousness. Their realizations and experiences of their life would be different from ours. And if we are sharing it with the devotees, then again we have to see whether they are at the same platform with us, because from the senior devotees we can only see guidance, but the challenges which we are facing would be the same which the devotees who are at the same level like us would be facing. So Prabhuji, this is one of the most important and one of the real challenges which we usually face with respect to consciousness and seeking guidance, the levels. And the second is, Prabhuji, when we talk about the guidance, the problems basically, since we are the grihasthas, so the suggestions or the guidance, the realizations that are shared by the devotees in the different ashrams, they are also different. Like the people, I mean, the devotees who are brahmacharis and grihasthas, they will have different viewpoints, different opinions. And if a grihastha is seeking guidance, then it would be much, if a grihastha devotee is giving guidance, then that would be more relevant to our situations. So, Prabhuji, this is again one of the important points that has to be considered when we think about seeking suggestions and guidance. And the third important one, Prabhuji, we thought was talking about the trust. So basically, Prabhuji, the devotees have to be trustworthy. So when we develop any kind of relation, we are looking for lifelong bonding. So when we talk about that, it is something like, since we are sharing our heart with the devotees, so we also expect that they won't be sharing it as a rumor or spreading this information that could become a rumor or a news for someone. So that should also not happen.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Sorry for the interruption, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, these are a few points, and Rakshita Mataji would be adding more to it. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
I think almost everything is covered. Just that, the different level of consciousness. People who've just begin with Krishna consciousness, it's not feasible for us to talk something in depth in it, because they still incline towards the material side of the world. So they might not be able to appreciate or accept the viewpoints that we share with them. And second thing is, it's always important to give association but not take association with people who've just entered Krishna consciousness or non-devotees, because non-devotees, it's to another level. The suggestions they give, it's completely material, and they start talking in such a way that we will start doubting our decision of entering Krishna consciousness. So it's always good to give association. If you're not able to give association, it's better to not associate itself. And then I remember some senior devotees saying it's always how do we associate with devotees? If they are senior devotees, we need to seek help and guidance from them, and if they are junior devotees, we need to help them to any extent we can. Hare Krishna. That's all. Did I miss out on anything?
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Tilok da Jodhur Harini Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam. In the group we were 4 in it. There was my Prabhuji, and then Prabhudoshvata Prabhuji, and Kirubar Shankar Prabhuji. So we discuss about the questions. I'll be starting, and then the other group members will add on. So for the first, Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Mataji, you are audible.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So for the first question, to whom we should reveal our mind about the challenges that we are facing. So first, we need to understand the challenges, right? Because see, the challenges that we are facing, they are not outside; they are inside ourselves. So if we happen to be facing a challenge, it is the problem is within us, right? Because there is one instance in Mahabharata where Duryodhana was asked, in the whole kingdom, name one good person. And Duryodhana said that he couldn't find anyone who is good. But the same question was asked to Yudhishthira, to name one person who is bad. And Yudhishthira could not see any bad person, because Yudhishthira was good in character and Duryodhana was the other way, like that. So when it comes to challenges, we need to think very well. If ever we are facing a challenge, meaning that the problem is within ourselves. Now, to whom should we reveal? We should reveal that to someone who is senior, to a senior devotee. Why? Because they have experienced the truth. They have more experience than us. So in that way, with whom should we reveal our mind will be like our spiritual master. Diksha Guru can be our Shiksha Guru, or it can be the temple president, the authority, because they are at such a level that they can give us proper guidance, right? So this will be our answer to the first question. The second question was about this movement was started by one person, and what is the future? Yes, it was started by Srila Prabhupada, by one person, but we should not forget that even Srila Prabhupada said that while he was doing all that, Krishna was behind him. Whenever he was reading or translating the Bhagavatam, so Krishna was dictating and he was writing it down like that. Yes, it was started by one person. So what is the future? The future will rely on his instruction. If we follow clearly the instruction given by Srila Prabhupada, then we can see the future of ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada said, our love to him will be shown by our cooperation. If we cooperate among ourselves, then we will be able to progress and move this movement forward. So I think the future lies in the cooperation of all members. And this is one of the reasons why Srila Prabhupada establishes more than 108 temples, ISKCON temples around the world. Like that. If all of us come together, we cooperate, and surely the future of ISKCON will be bright. Okay, let Pradosh Hota Prabhuji or the other group members to continue to add on. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I will add some few points.
Yes, sir.
The main day-to-day problems is to stay in association, because everybody is working, everybody have to undergo this materialistic work. So in that case, association with the devotees, sometimes it becomes challenge. And one blessed thing because of COVID happened, what happened is the Zoom classes. Mostly the Zoom developed after the COVID. So that is the main plus point. I feel that we are able to associate every day almost with a variety of devotees to read Bhagavatam and do many things, many activities, 1 hour short lectures, half an hour short kirtans like that. So in that way, we can achieve the goals. And also the association, once we are in Krishna consciousness, even I felt myself that our approach is totally different from the way long back when we are a non-devotee. From those time when we compare, any of our approach to the situations is totally different. And that when the others observe it, they found the differentiation. And they really admire or astonished how we handle situations. Even in the families, if there is a politics or if there is any problem, the other groups show their hatred. They also vomit the angerness. Whereas we handle it in a subversive way, we are able to control ourselves and we are detached from negativity and we are trying to spread positivity, some spiritual plus things. So seeing that the situations get solved and because of our approach, the others also get resolved. Problem which is continuing for 1 year among the families, some politics, some adverse situation is becoming very cool with us within a week. So the other group approaching, the other families approaching, how you are able to handle the situation much amicably and much peacefully, whether we couldn't do. They are like Lord Shiva devotee, they are going to big Shiva temples every day. But they are unable to handle and they are asking us. I just given our Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam. This is the way, this is the thing we practice. This is how we are able to handle. Now they are also started reading it. What is the miracle in this? How they are able to approach situations. So what my experience is, we are not general like normal preachers like other religious people. They preach, but they doesn't practice. But we start everything from the practice. We ourselves first try to follow and practice. Then only we start preach. That is, our words are less, our actions are more. That creates a big difference in the society. That's how this big group has gathered from one person in 1972. Now every country, every state, every place is doing Ratha Yatra. This month end is a big event in UK also. So this is how we have established, and this is the confidence I personally gained once I joined ISKCON. And my sincere thanks to all gurus and my guide, my teachers, my philosophers. Thank you very much, Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Okay, we are almost about to finish the session. Mataji, can you share the screen?
Mataji, I think Prabhuji, I think Sarita Mataji also wants to add something.
Oh, raised. Okay. Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
For
Krishna.
us, we were Shri Haripriya, Sureshwari Priya Mataji, and Jayanti Mataji. 4 of us were there. I'll speak on the first one, and then the second one, Haripriya, Shri Haripriya Mataji will take over. Mataji, Prabhuji said that we are whom to share, what to share, whom to share, what content to be shared. Now, if it is a mental anguish and you are undergoing something, you can only share with a devotee, and devotee whom you know from quite some time. It's not that now you just came to know. You cannot even go and just in a big congregation, you tell your problem. Okay, there are all devotees over there, but you can't just tell about your problem. So the problem is that we should be very confident of that devotee whom you are sharing your really things which you are mental anguish you are going through mainly. Physically, everybody you can share with somebody else also, and financially you can share. But when you are undergoing a mental turmoil, then in that case you need somebody whom you can find who will tell you a solution. Will not a person with a small stomach who just keeps for 10 days and then goes and blabber around. Now that you don't want to a mockery of yourself. That is one thing, because a person who will give you a full permanent solution, a person who will hold on to you and will be, when you know very well that this person will help you to sail through. And that is mostly your Shiksha Guru and your Diksha Guru, or the person who is a highly or devotee who is much higher than you. That person will be able to seriously tell, and your long acquaintance with that person is very important, number one. And how much to share, that is one thing, is what your mind cannot handle or you're not able to get the solution. Best counselor is you sit in the temple, talk to Lord Krishna. Obviously, you will get somewhere a solution when it comes to spiritual meaning or spiritual anguish. If somewhere you are falling down, or if you are not able to get out of your things, where somebody there you are bearing a revolt somewhere that you are not, that they are hampering in your spiritual advancement, best is to go and sit down in the temple, talk to Krishna as 1:1 relationship. And definitely somewhere or the other, through some reading or through some other source or some pravachan, you will get an answer which will definitely put you to calm. So that is the best way to share it with someone whom you really think is very, very close to you. Or you may have one of your devotees which is very close to you, and you know that person will give. So you cannot go with and every devotee, you cannot go and share it with everyone. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The second question, Shri Haripriya Mataji will.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Haripriya Mataji.
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, the second, almost all my fellow devotees have covered a lot on Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema. I would like to add only 2 points here. Like, as a philosopher has already told that we are social animals. So what is the meaning of Nitya Siddha? We all have inherent, our constitutional behavioral pattern itself has loving and love for Krishna. So we all are eternally Krishna's beloved, and he is our beloved. So what is it? I would like to give an example from NOD, which we read, that every child is born with an inherent capacity and capability of walking. It is only with time. Sometimes a child needs a hand holding, the other child just hold other things and starts walking. Whereas a few children, they require some special aids to make them walk by the age of 1 or 2 or 3 years. Similarly, every individual or the Jeev who is born here has Krishna consciousness inherently inside. So we need 1, 2 or 3, any kind of association or any kind of support to just rekindle. Like there is fire, like for example, there is fire in every wooden log, but it does not ignite by itself. Similarly, our Krishna consciousness or love for God is hidden by this material nature, which can only be ignited by that fire which we get from association of pure devotees like the spiritual master. And on these guidelines only Srila Prabhupada has established ISKCON, which, like for example, when he started, he gave association to the hippies who had that inherently inside them, but who were all covered by the negative influence of this material world. So they also came into Krishna consciousness. Similarly, his ISKCON, through Shravanam, Kirtanam, chanting, Harinam Sankirtans, and these Kirtana parties and Prasadam, which they offer, and they have created a lot of ISKCON temples. So by establishing Vrindavan in every nook and corner of the world, on all the continents of the world, Srila Prabhupada is just trying to re-invoke the Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema, which is hidden in this material world. And rest all is covered, so I would not take long. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Radha Vallabi Mataji.
I've already spoken, but I forgot one, summary point, association, with whom we should be associating, the right set of devotees. Then what will actually help us to continue this movement of Krishna consciousness? We talked so much about association, all of us have talked about it. Then the Shastra. Shastra we have read in Bhagavad Gita, so Tasma Shastra Pramanam, and we read it in Ishopanishad also, because Veda is our mother. And Shastra reading, it is not only reading, it has to be studying and also contemplating what we have read from the Shastra. And finally the Sadhu Sang, Sarva Siddhi Ho. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Just wanted to add these 3 points.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yeah, move to the next, Mataji. Yes, and those who like to read can raise their hand. Yeah, Radha Vallabi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunai Sarvant Shuddhi Chitta Kare Udhe.
Read the meaning. Next, Mataji. Yeah.
Pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of living entity. It is not something to be gained from another source. When the heart is purified by hearing the chanting, the living entity naturally awakens. The living entity naturally awakens. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.107. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. The living entity naturally awakens the dormant Krishna consciousness. That is the meaning. Yeah. Next one, Mataji. Sureshwar Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Exchanging love with devotees who are of the same aspiration as oneself and who are affectionate to oneself enhances one's bhakti.
Next, Mataji, continue.
Offering and accepting items, revealing confidential realizations to one another, and serving and accepting food are all activities that increase affection. One should not perform these activities with those of different aspirations in life than one's own. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, Anuvritti commentary. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. This Anuvritti commentary is the commentary on Nectar of Instruction by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Guru of Srila Prabhupada. So this is the positive side. Next, Prabhupada speaks about the negative side of it. Yeah. Jayanti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
If a snake is given milk to drink, its poison simply increases. For a similar reason, we should not disclose our minds to the serpent, Mayavadis, and Karmis.
Continue.
It is best to avoid association with them completely and never ask them about anything confidential, because they cannot give good advice, nor should we extend invitations to Mayavadis and atheists, nor accept their invitations, for by such intimate intermingling, we may become affected by their mentality. Sangat
Sanjayate Kama.
Sanjayate Kama. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Midra, text 4, purport.
Yeah. Next, continue. Sarita Kapoor Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also warned Visaira Ana Khele Dusta Heya Mana. By eating food prepared by worldly people, one's mind becomes wicked. Unless one is very advanced, he is unable to utilize everyone's contribution to further the Krishna consciousness movement. Shri Updeshamrit, text 4, purport. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. We should be very careful in utilizing the facility that is available in the material world. We should not use it for personal gain. If we do that, then the person will fall down. Only for the Krishna's service, one must be using it. Yeah. Next, Shri Hari Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat.
Hare
There is a danger for a preacher when he receives great quantities of money. For as soon as he spends even a single cent of the collection for his personal sense gratification, he becomes a fallen victim. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.13.32 purport. Hare Krishna. Part
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Next slide. Okay. Radha Vallavi Mataji.
According to the Dadati principle, an advanced devotee is supposed to spend at least 50% of his income in the service of the Lord and his devotees. Srila Rupa Goswami has set such an example in his life. This example should be followed by all the devotees. Whatever one's income, 50% should be spent on behalf of Krishna and his devotees. Shri Upadesha Amrit, text 4, purport.
Thank you, Madam. The result of this is what we can see in ISKCON now. There are many people who have dedicated their life entirely to this movement, and also those who are earning outside, they have contributed whatever wealth they have earned, because of which the society has very nicely grown, and those devotees also got benefited by serving the Lord. Yeah, continue, Mataji. Next, further onwards, we'll have like this. The text number 1, 2, 3, 4 is over. In the first text, we have seen symptoms of Madhyamadikari, that is Guru, and then 2 to 4, Madhyamadikari, external devotional practices, how it should be. So that is up to 4th text. Next, continuing from 5 to 8, it is Madhyamadikari, internal vision, how it should be. And then finally, 9 to 11, order of worshipable places. So which is the highest, that is Radha Kunda, that will be discussed in the further coming classes. Yeah, move Mataji. Next. Deepti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The conclusion is that we should always keep company with devotees, observe the regulative devotional principles, follow in the footsteps of the acharyas, and in full obedience carry out the orders of the spiritual master. In this way, we shall be able to develop our devotional service and dormant Krishna consciousness. Shri Updeshamrit, text 4, purport. Shri Prabhupada Ji ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So with this, we have come to the conclusion of today's session. Anybody has questions, they can raise their hand and ask the questions. Sureshwar Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My question is from text 2.
Okay.
Text 2 purport.
Okay.
Actually, human life is meant for plain living and high thinking. Since all conditioned living beings are under the control of Lord's third energy. So this is one doubt I got it. That is, we all are the living entities. We are coming under the third energy. Third energy is supposed to be the external energy, isn't it?
Yes.
Again, we are seeing the classification. That is, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has 3 primary energies or potencies. The first is called Antaranga Shakti, or internal potency. Second, Tadastha Shakti, marginal. And third is Bahiranga Shakti, or external potency. The next sentence you see, Prabhuji, the living entities constitute the marginal potency. So, and again, and they are situated between internal and external potencies. So what we will say, where exactly we belong to? We are human being. So we are also part of every living entity, isn't it? And we are also conditioned.
We are in the Tatastha, middle. Tatastha. We are in the...
No, I understood that part. I understood. But again, these two statements are slightly controversial, or I don't know, somehow it is... in the first instance, it is said we all are belonging to the third energy.
No, we don't belong. We are under the control of third energy.
Under the control of third energy. Third energy is external energy, no?
Yes.
And as such, we are in the second energy, no? Marginal.
We are, yes, we belong to the marginal energy. Marginal
So
frequency.
that is told here only. The living entities constitute the marginal energy. So living entities means all those who are living comes under marginal energy, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji. Also, all kinds of soul.
And so the first and third is slightly confusing. This sentence is slightly confusing. At once, the third line is telling we all are coming under third energy, and here it is said that no, it is marginal energy. So I'm just waiting for clarification from you to complete my question answer. That question.
What is the page number, Mataji? You're telling?
Actually, this is purport 1. Paragraph 1 only, text 2. Text 2.
Okay, the living entities constitute the marginal potency, and they are situated between the internal and external potency. It is clearly told. Being subordinate as eternal servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Jivatma, atomic energy, must remain under the control of either internal or external potency.
No, this part is very clear, Prabhuji, but you see the third line, second and third line. Since all conditioned living beings are under the control of Lord's third energy, it should be the second energy, isn't it?
Third line of first paragraph.
Yeah.
You will start from human life is meant for plain living.
Yes.
Since all the conditioned living beings are under the control of the Lord's third energy, it's very clearly told, no, under the control of the third energy.
Third energy is external energy, no, Prabhuji.
Yes. You stress that point also, under the control of. It is not told belongs to the third energy. It is told under the control of third energy.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Hari. Okay, that's over. Anybody else has question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, my question is regarding the first one. In mantra form, we have told that what kind of a person can make a shishya all over the world, disciples. So that would be the qualification of a guru, right?
Yes.
Right now you mentioned that, and as far my understanding go, what I have understood is guru is always an uttam adhikari. But right now when it showed that chart, it told these are the characteristics and qualities of a madhyam adhikari. So I have a confusion. I hope you understood my question.
Yes, Mataji. Here the guru means preacher. Guru is the one who is guiding us. A uttamadhikari is not able to guide, or not in the sense he will not preach. He will not give the guidance through pravachan or class. They will give the guidance definitely through their activities, their dealings with the Lord. Definitely we can learn a lot of things from them. But the Madhyamadhikari will not preach. Preach in the sense they will not give discourses on the text, on the Shastra. Why? Because they, by definition, Uttamadhikari feels that everyone else is a devotee and I am only the one who is not a devotee. In that mood, one cannot preach. So this first text is speaking about the guru in the sense, it is told Shishyat, Pratyumsa Shishyat, one who makes the disciple. That is, Madhyamadhikari can make the disciple. Uttyamadhikari is completely absorbed in the thought of Krishna. He will not make the devotees or Shishya. They will not accept the disciples. So that is the meaning which is given here.
So, Prabhuji, as per this definition, like Srila Prabhupada, he was not an Uttamadhikari, but a Madhyamadhikari because he had been preaching also through his books also. He made disciples also all over the world.
When we are discussing about this Uttama, Madhyama and Kanishta, the preacher, even though he is a Uttamadhikari, he should come to the level of Madhyamadhikari for preaching purpose. Then only he can preach. There are qualities which are, for a preacher, he should have the quality of a Madhyamadhikari, but he must be in the position of a Uttamadhikari. He is qualified as a Uttamadhikari, but for our purpose, you see, Prabhupada, there is no need of going to America and taking so much of trouble for writing these books, establishing temple. He can easily go back to Godhead. That is Uttamadhikari's quality. But he took this activities, endeavor, for benefiting all others. That is the quality of Madhyamadikari. So one person can have both qualities. A pure devotee, when he comes to the level of Madhyamadikari, he will preach and make devotees. He will accept the disciples, and then he will be. It is like as per the desire of the Lord, he is acting.
So Prabhuji, we can also understand like Srimati Radharani and all, they all are pure devotees. So that's why there was not direct disciples who were formed, or like the gurus who are there. Is it the case?
Yes, Mataji. There are so many devotees. Radharani is the highest devotee who don't take any disciples. They are only their Babajis are there. They are just absorbed in the thought of Krishna. That's it. They are completely even though they are in the material world, they are in the spiritual world. So that is the Uttamadikari. The Uttamadikaris is very difficult to find them. They will not be revealing themselves. Just like we have seen the group, what is that? Sadhana Bhakti, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, Ragatmika devotees. It's very difficult to find the Ragatmika devotees. And Raganuga devotees also don't show their symptoms.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anybody else has question? Okay, if there are no more questions, then we'll end for today. Sorry for the
Prabhuji, one request to all the devotees. So as you all know, we've come to almost few more classes remaining in Bhakti Shastri. So if anybody wants to voluntarily take up Kirtan or any other seva, because it's just last few classes remaining. Those who have not done any Kirtan so far, if you want to present yourself, please come forward. I already requested Sarita Mataji. Sarita Kapoor Mataji, please. So please come forward, because last few classes will not get again this Bhakti Shastri opportunity, right? So make the fullest use of it. Just a request. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So everyone, only 2 classes more. That's it, over. This month is ended, July. August will be your exam. Then by end of August, you may get your certificate also, if everything goes well, if Krishna wishes. So I thank all the devotees. Sorry for the trouble with the power cut here because of the rain. Somehow I thank Rakshita Mataji for sharing the screen and organizing.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So we'll end for today. Continue in the next class. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrindi ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Mataji, you only have to answer.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.